Hi, kindergartners. Welcome back to My Father's Dragon. Let me scoot out of the way a little bit. I think there's the reflection of the light ring in my glasses. Maybe I'll take those off. There you go. So in the last chapter that we read, if you think back, it was about the little boy meeting the rhinoceros. Do you remember this part? And Elmer decided to get into his backpack and he took out the toothbrush and the toothpaste and he helped the sad rhinoceros scrub his tusk white again. So on our list, we crossed out toothbrush and toothpaste. It was the words that were in green. And then we actually circled the rhinoceros on Wild Island. So there's a little bit of a hint on about this chapter on the cover, because this chapter, which is chapter 7, is My Father Meets a Lion. So get cozy and go get your map. If you don't have it, you can pause me and then come back. All right, chapter 7. My father waved goodbye to the rhinoceros, who was much too busy to notice. Got a drink farther down the brook and waded back to the trail. He hadn't gone very far when he heard an angry animal roaring. Ding, blast it! I told you not to go blackberrying yesterday. Won't you ever learn? What will your mother say? My father crept along and peered into a small clearing just ahead. A lion was prancing about, clawing at his mane, which was all snarled and full of blackberry twigs. The more he clawed, the worse it became, and the madder he grew, and the more he yelled at himself, because it was himself that he was yelling at the whole time. My father could see that the trail went through the clearing, so he decided to crawl around the edge in the underbrush and not disturb the lion. He crawled and crawled, and the yelling grew louder and louder. Just as he was about to reach the trail on the other side, the yelling suddenly stopped. My father looked around and saw the lion glaring at him. The lion charged and skidded to a stop a few inches away. Who are you? The lion yelled at my father. My name is Elmer Elevator. And where do you think you're going? Oh, I'm just going home, said my father. That's what you think, said the lion. Ordinarily, I'd save you for afternoon tea. But I happen to be upset enough and hungry enough to eat you right now. And he picked up my father in his front paws to feel how fat he was. My father said, Oh, please, lion, before you eat me, tell me, why are you so particularly upset today? Oh, it's my mane, said the lion, as he was figuring in his head how many bites a little boy would make. You see what a dreadful mess it is, and I don't seem to be able to do anything about it. My mother is coming over on the dragon this afternoon, and if she sees me this way, well, she'll stop my allowance. She can't stand messy manes. But I'm going to eat you now, so it won't make any difference. So he's worried that his mother will see his mane, which is his hair. And it's kind of funny because he says he's worried his mother will stop his allowance. And allowance is sometimes something we get for doing something good or for being on our best behavior. So it's kind of funny that that's what the lion's worried about. Oh, said my father. Wait a minute. I'll give you just the things you need to make your mane all tidy and beautiful. I have them here in my pack. So think about what he's going to use from his pack. Do you have an idea? Okay, hold that in your head. You do? Said the lion. Well, then give them to me, and perhaps I'll save you for my afternoon tea after all. and he put my father down on the ground. My father opened the pack and took out the comb and the brush and the 7 hair ribbons of different colors. "Look," he said, "I'll show you what to do on your forelock where you can watch me." Your forelock is right here in front of your face. "First you brush a while, and then you comb, and then you brush again until all the twigs and snarls are gone. Then you divide it up into 3, and you braid it like this, and you tie a ribbon around the end." So I have a braid in my hair like this, and that's exactly what I did. I brushed it, and I put it into 3 parts, and then you braid your hair together. As my father was doing this, the lion watched very carefully and began to look much happier. When my father tied on the ribbon, the lion was all smiles. "Oh, that's wonderful, that's really wonderful," said the lion. "Let me have the comb and the brush to see if I can do it." So my father gave him the comb and the brush, and the lion began grooming his mane. As a matter of fact, he was so busy that he didn't even see my father leave. So there he is grooming his mane. And then on the next picture, you see the picture from the cover. So he was so busy braiding his hair that once again, the little boy escaped. So, like always, let's see. First, we need to see if we can find the word lion. Here it is. And so right here we have, let's read these words again. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't even see what I'm talking about. Let me turn you. Here we go. So these are some of the animals that we've met so far in the story. So we heard the tortoises talking. Here's the word mouse. Here's the word boars. And remember, we met all these animals at the beginning when the little boy had just landed, right? And so then I'm going to move these out of the way for a moment. And then if we walk back through the story, the first animal that we met were the 7 tigers. And if you remember, the little boy gave those tigers the chewing gum. That was the first thing that we were able to mark off our list. And that's because he tricked the tigers into thinking it was magic chewing gum that he could plant. And then in the next chapter, he ran into the rhinoceros. And the rhinoceros, if you remember, was so upset because his tusk was dirty. So that time, Elmer gave him the toothbrush and toothpaste. So now we have another animal who he tricked, and this is the lion. And so these are the animals that he's tricked. These are the animals over here on this side who are suspicious. And suspicious is a big word. That means they think something fishy is going on the island. So these are our animals who are suspicious. And these are the animals that Elmer has had to trick. All right, so we've kind of separated them into 2 groups. And on our knapsack, we definitely have some things we need to cross out. If you look down, 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 right here in this purplish color, it says a comb and a hairbrush. And right under it, it says 7 hair ribbons. So today, he gave all of those things to the lion. So we can cross out all of those things on our list. Or you can put a check by it, whatever you're doing. We can clean this off after if you ever want to listen to this story again. And now we turn it over onto our map. And you, of course, have the map right in front of you. I, of course, have the big map up on our wall, also in our room. And if you look very carefully, you will see the little lion standing in the middle of a small clearing. And a clearing means there are no trees in there. So there he is. So now we know that look how far Elmer has gone on the island. He crossed all the way over here on the rocks, and then he walked all the way around the edge, remember, because he didn't really know where he was going. And then in here he walked and he found the tiger, and then he found the rhino, and then there is the lion. And so it's interesting to see where he's going to go next. I know some of you have spied that there's that baby dragon that he's been looking for. So hopefully you will come back tomorrow for chapter 8 of My Father's Dragon. All right, kindergartners, thank you for reading with me today, and see you later, alligator. There's no place like home.